Hey guys, this is Delaney of BreatheInSounds, and this week we are kind of going on a theme of talking about bands that we've kind of lost touch with, and I'm going to be talking about Fall Out Boy here because I lost touch with them. So to start off, I'm going to give you a brief history of my music journey that I've made in my life so far. So beginning of high school, I used to listen, or even before that, I used to listen to Fall Out Boy a lot. Then they went on their hiatus, and then they came back and they came out with the album Save Rock and Roll, which if any of you guys out there are Fall Out Boy fans, you know that it's very, very different than what they had put out before their hiatus, because they're kind of dads now and they're more settled in their place in life, so they're releasing music that is not really about what it used to be about, and it's kind of different now. And a lot of the key things that I used to love about Fall Out Boy aren't really there anymore, so that's kind of why I've lost touch. But I'll go deeper into that because we're all friends here. We can tell each other secrets. So the reason why I used to like older Fall Out Boy, like stuff that they had released on their older albums, like Take This to Your Grave, From Under the Cork Tree, Infinity on High, and Fully I Do. The reason that I like that stuff is because I think it is all really unique, and the time that Fall Out Boy had released that stuff, there really wasn't any bands that sounded like them, and now there kind of is because they had inspired some bands, which is really cool. And I like that they were able to do that. But back when they released that stuff, they were really unique, and I feel like if you listen and like read along to some of the lyrics, it's just really obscure and unique. And I feel like that if their band, and I know Pete Wentz usually writes a lot of their stuff, so I feel like if Pete Wentz had never like strung all of those words together, then no one else would have, because they're just so unique, and they're so unique to them, and that's kind of what Fall Out Boy is about. And I feel like instrumentally they're very unique too, or they were, and they have like some weirder, quirky instrumental stuff in their music, which I really like. And also, I feel like they used to write songs about being like the underdogs, like no one really liking them, and I feel like that's where I am in my life, so I can relate more so to their older stuff because that's where I am in my life, and they were at the same point in their life when they wrote their songs. But now in their newer stuff, like Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty, American Psycho, they're dads, you know, and they're married and they're settled into their lives and they're successful, and they kind of they have more success. Like they're writing songs that are featured in movies, and they're just kind of more mainstream now, so I don't really relate as well to their stuff anymore. And I know they're still kind of unique, and Patrick Stump really has that unique sound still to his voice, but it's just not the same. Their lyrics aren't as deep and emotional and obscure, I guess, anymore. So that's one of the points that I started liking Fall Out Boy because of that stuff, and now they're not doing that stuff anymore, so I'm kind of losing my connection. And also the same with the whole underdog thing and them being like more secure in their lives, so they can't write songs, they can't successfully write songs about that stuff anymore. And don't get me wrong, like I like some of the tracks of the newer stuff that they're putting out, but I just don't connect to it as much as I used to their older stuff at least. And I'm still a really big fan of their older stuff. Like I still just listen to like From Under the Cork Tree on repeat all day sometimes. But also I've seen Fall Out Boy 3 times in my life. I saw them once at Summerfest, which was the Monument Tour, which is their first tour after the hiatus. And I saw them at the Rave in Milwaukee, and it was part of like this show that one of the radio stations in Milwaukee puts on, I think. And then I saw them at United Center back in March on their newer tour. And the first 2 times that I saw Fall Out Boy, I really felt that connection. Like the first time was at Summerfest, so it was summer, and I was just in a good mood, and I had my friends with me, and I was just kind of like, it was my first time seeing them, so I was screaming the lyrics, and it was just really great. And I saw Paramore, and I love Paramore, so that was a really good show. And the second time I saw them, it was, I think it was Vinyl Theater, Walk the Moon, and then Fall Out Boy, but it wasn't really like a tour, it was just them kind of playing. And it was a smaller, more intimate venue, and I was kind of closer, so I really felt that connection as well. And the last time that I saw them, I was at United Center, which is, for those of you who don't know, that's where like the Bulls play and the Blackhawks play. And it was big arena, you know, so they're playing on stage in the middle, and I'm all the way up in the stands, and I'm not really feeling that connection anymore. And everyone around me is like either like a really young kid or someone who is a more recent fan, so all they know really is American Beauty, American Psycho, and Save Rock and Roll, and probably their most popular stuff, which is okay. It's okay to be those kind of fans. Like, that's not who I am, so I wanted to be surrounded more so with people who are in the same stage of being a fan as I am. So when I saw them, I didn't really feel connected to them, but I will say they played some tracks off of their older albums that aren't as popular, that aren't singles, so not a lot of people knew them. So I was like one of the only like few that were actually singing the words to those songs, and everyone else around me was like, yeah, when are they gonna play Sugar We're Going Down? So yeah, the last time I saw them, I didn't really feel that connection to them. And since then, since back in March, I've been kind of losing connection with them. I still listen to their stuff, I just don't listen to it as heavily. And it's kind of sad because they were kind of one of the first bands that I really got into. I feel like they really helped me through freshman and sophomore year, especially with my music connection. I feel like they have shaped who I am musically, I guess, and my taste in music. And I owe a lot to them, and I still love them. But just their newer stuff, where they are in their lives, like, good for them. I'm really happy that they've found so much success in the music industry, but I just can't relate to them anymore. And that's okay. It's kind of sad. I kind of feel sad when they release newer stuff, and I'm just kind of like, eh. But like, that's okay. They're doing what they're doing, and they're reaching a different demographic, and they're really successful with everything that they've put out so far. But I just don't connect to it anymore. And I'm fine just listening to their older stuff. But you know, I kind of wish they'd throw me a bone every once in a while. I wish they would go back to their earlier roots and kind of key in the factors of who they used to be into their newer music. But that's okay. It's okay. I've come to terms with everything, and I'm at peace. So that's okay. I have other bands that I can listen to, but nothing like Fall Out Boy. No one can ever replace Fall Out Boy in my heart. As I stare off into the distance at my Fall Out Boy flag and see my Fall Out Boy pillow on the ground, and think about all the hundreds of Fall Out Boy t-shirts I have in my wardrobe. So yeah, that's my rant about a band that I love that I'm not as connected to anymore. In the comments below, please tell me about bands that you've lost connection to, or if you have the same situation with Fall Out Boy, or maybe you just think I'm wrong and you love the newer stuff that they're putting out. So just talk to me about that, or you can talk to me on social media, which is all in the description box below. So like this and subscribe to this. And I'm really sorry about last Friday's video. I thought it was going to be really cool. It actually turned out mildly funny. It was a Blink reaction to their new album, California. But, yeah, copyright issues. Didn't really work out that well. I'm still going to try to fix it, probably, if I can actually do that. 'Cause I'm not that tech savvy, but I'll try. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!